Hi, this is Box, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm here in my new station that I'm building. I put a ceiling on this reactor room. This is going to be the central tower in my station, and I removed two of the doors because they were kind of in the way, and I was playing around with ways to get up to the next floor. So I played with some pistons, and those didn't work out too well. So I'm basically decided on a tunnel that you just basically jetpack up, and then you'll come out a door onto the next floor, or whatever. It's simple, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it works. So I'm gonna stick with that. I tried piston elevators. I couldn't get them to work well. I don't know. They're too slow. They don't go high enough. So whatever. I've started building up my tower, and I'm also building downward. This is the main floor basically here, and below I'm gonna have some stuff, and above some stuff. So I'm gonna start welding this. I'm gonna basically build this by laying it out and then welding it floor by floor, just so I can use my welding ship. So I'm gonna weld this up, and I'm very interested to see how this looks once it's all welded together. Okay, so I've finished welding up the floor and the next floor up, and I'm gonna weld up this passageway now. This is the passageway from the ground floor to the second floor, basically. And I've come up with a pattern, or a design at least, so to make this look hopefully good. I'm gonna try that out. Basically, we're gonna have. Let me lay it out here. So we've got the passageway there where the person can jetpack up and down, and there's space on each side for a conveyor tube, so I can run a conveyor tube up next to the passageway as well, and then around it, 37, that should be enough. Around it, I'll have these. So this is basically where a conveyor tube could go. There'll only be a conveyor tube on one side, so those can just be welded to be full blocks. So let me just get these done before I cover them up. Okay. Now, where am I? Right, so I've got this pattern here, which I kind of like. So that is one of these light slope tips that goes on the side of the block here. And this will run all the way up eventually. And then, see, that's a full block, and then there's another one of those. Use this tip again, this slope tip piece again, but this way. Oops. Trying to kind of color things as I go, but I don't know. Probably have to come back later and fix all the painting up. And then I need some girders, I think, for some windows. Girders. Wow, I used all my small steel tubes already. Okay. And then if I use I don't know if it's this one or the inverted one. I don't understand the difference between them. It's very confusing, but one of them, it affects the basically if it which side the reflective surface is on. So I'm hoping this is the right way. And I don't need one there, but I'll just put one in on top of that block for consistency, I think. So I want to see how this looks. So let's weld this up. Okay, so I used the right windows, at least. That's good to know. And then get these side pieces. Okay. How does that look? I think it's going to look good. Oh, I like that a lot. I really like that. Okay, that's good. So this shaft will run all the way to the top. And player can just jetpack up or down. I can just jetpack up and down and get off where on the floor I need to get off on. Cool. Okay. Now this part, so this is the ground floor basically. So probably need more steel plates. And I want to make a corridor around this base part. Oh, that's glass. I don't want that. Steel plates. Yes, I want to make a corridor around. So the main... So... and I think there'll be 4 hallways coming into this central section. You know, 1 on each side. So if you come in on this side, then you can go... I'm going to duplicate that on this side as well. So you can just go either left or right to get to the shaft to the top. But I want to expand this out and I think make the corridor. And I want it kind of large. It's going to be like a corridor room sort of thing. It won't have a functional purpose, but it's just to look nice and break up the area, I think. So I'm going to lay this out now. Okay, so I've laid out a rough circle around the tower where I want the outside hallway to be. And I've started putting up the exterior wall, or the exterior to this hallway, I guess. And I think I want the ceiling to be too high because it seems a little less claustrophobic, especially if I'm jetpacking around. It's a little easier. I want to make this station large, so I'm not too concerned about wasting space like this. I have a ton of iron and I want to use it all. So, and then above this ceiling I want to have a, above all the ceilings basically, like even between the floors in this tower, I'm going to put a 1 block of space for conveyors to go through. So I'm going to put conveyors here, conveyor tubes here, and so therefore this has to go up 1 more. So I have to grind this away. And this too, I think. Yes, okay. Now, so this is going to be basically the exterior ceiling of this outer hall. I'll just weld these up by hand so I don't have to get in close to that. Okay. So I'll weld in I think this little piece first with my ship, just so I can get it with my ship. Okay. And then, So there's going to be a conveyor tube coming down here, inside of here. So I'll be able to pop it out into this space and then off to wherever it needs to go. And I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And I'm also going to need conveyor tubes coming in these other two directions. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do about that. I might just... yeah, I'm not sure actually. I'll have to think about that. But for now, I just want to get this outer hallway done. So I'm going to start... I'm going to put up the rest of these... I'm going to frame it out with steel plates. And then come back once I've got it laid out and I can start welding. So I'm not too concerned that this tower is going to be too small for everything, because what I want to do is have basically secondary outposts out in the outer layers, which contain basically more of everything. So more gyroscopes, more thrusters, more oxygen generators and tanks, so that the infrastructure is kind of distributed around the station. I mean, there'll be a bunch of critical stuff in this tower, like some oxygen tanks and generators and thrusters and the main controls, but it would not be catastrophic, or it shouldn't be catastrophic, if this central tower gets basically destroyed. Okay, so I've got this somewhat roughed out. I'm going to take these out temporarily while I'm welding. Just wanted to kind of see how the ceiling would go up against that door, and it looks okay, I think. So I'm going to start welding this up now. Alright, so I've got the flooring and the walls of this outer corridor welded now. And I can start putting in... yeah, I don't have the components for that. I could start putting in... I gotta move that thruster again, too. Some of the corner pieces to make it look a little nicer. So I'll do that now, and then weld it up, probably by hand, just because it's quicker for these corner pieces. But I'll keep my welding ship nearby just so I can refill my supplies. Alright, so I've got all the corner pieces welded up, and this is looking pretty cool so far. I'm not quite sure. I might just put in these corners here, because there's going to be centered here, there's going to be a corridor coming out. I think I'm going to do the like a glass tunnel connecting to... Oh no! I'm dropping components all over the place. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do a glass tunnel to the next layer. Like maybe the next layer will be a ring, or a road, or I haven't decided yet. Let me just get those. Yeah, I think that'll be okay if I do that on all four sides. That's kind of cool. Okay, and I have to start putting in the ceiling too. I just need to get rid of some of these steel plates because my inventory is so full. Yeah, so I'll do these tunnels in the next episode probably, but And this one, I just want to kind of get this ceiling on now, and it looks like I'm going to have to actually grind away that part so I can fit the square blocks in. Okay, that's not a huge deal, and I don't need these. Oh, I do need these. Right, because there's going to be one layer for, or one level for conveyor tubes, and then the real roof is going to be on top of that. So I'm going to place blocks for the interior ceiling now, and that's going to be pretty boring, so I'll come back when I've completed that. Okay, so this is the interior. I've got a nice wide hallway. I'll put in some lights eventually on the ceiling and maybe some air vents. We get the reactor room. There's a temporary seat in here to control the station. I've got an access point down into where conveyor tubes are going to go, and this is going to go down to the next level as well. That level will have, I think, thrusters. Yes, thrusters and gyroscopes. And then I need to finish this off by kind of putting in the layer here where the conveyor tubes can go through, and then the roof on top of that. And for the roof, I want to kind of, I don't know, I don't want it to go too high, but I'm on the edges. Actually, these, get rid of these. Let me just try this. Like, I can use these sloped pieces, I think, to do something. I think that's good. I think that's really good, actually. And then these are going to be solid. Conveyor tubes will have space to go. Yes, that looks good. I think that looks good. Yeah, so I just have to fill in the rest of it, and then, I mean, it'll look nice. And then these are going to be filled in as well. They kind of look nice as windows, but I'm going to use this pattern, I think, higher up when I build the command center, which will be at the top. And I'm not sure it'll be all glass. Like I originally had envisioned the whole top floor to be all glass, like none of these pillars. But I like these pillars. And this was just kind of a temporary thing that I threw together just to see how it looked. So I've got now my outer corridor that surrounds my reactor. I've got the way to get up to the next floor. Oops, this isn't welded yet. Okay. This isn't welded either. Okay, I gotta finish welding this stuff so I can get up to this floor. And that was a little rough, but I'll figure it out. And then I know this is gonna be the oxygen floor, oxygen generator, and a medical room. And I've got these really nice windows, which I really like how they look from the outside. That looks really cool. So I've got a lot done today. My station's coming along. Yeah, next I'm going to work on the next floor up, I think, and finishing these passageways up. So this is my space station so far. It's doing well. This is Space Engineers. Thanks for watching. Bye.